Hello everybody, welcome to Poland Daily Travel. It's good to see you. I'm Will Richardson, your humble correspondent in the beautiful city of Szczecin. Szczecin, the capital of Pomerania, the city which was early on in Polish hands from its founding. Then under the Brandenburgs, under the Swedish, under the Prussians, under the German Empire, and in fact it was called Stettin. Szczecin in Polish, Szczecin. Try and say that. It took me years to learn how to say that, but it took me years to learn how to speak at all. So you might have more luck with these difficult names. This is the capital of the great and beautiful province of Pomerania. Now, it lies right near the German border, not on it, but near it. And the German side is still the town of Stettin. It used to all be called Stettin, right? Now, the thing to remember about Szczecin is it's the fifth largest city in Poland in terms of area. So it takes quite a long way from the outskirts to drive into the center of towns, 15, 16, 17 kilometers. About a quarter of that is underwater because, of course, the Oder River runs through Szczecin, or the Oder if you prefer the German and anglicized pronunciation. Now, we've come here all the way from the border, the Czech border with Poland. The river rises in the Czech Republic, the Oder, and runs through Poland, into Poland, across the border to Wrocław, north near Zielona Góra, and heads straight to the border at Frankfurt on Oder, and then decidedly north all the way, forming the border between Germany and Poland from that point. As far as population, it is the seventh most populous city in Poland, with about close to 400,000 people in the city limits. This building is huge. I know I look tiny in the picture, and that's purposely done, just to give you an idea of how immense this National Museum in Szczecin and Contemporary Theater also in the building, how big it is. It's just gigantic in that real German imperial style. They weren't messing around. And when you see the Urząd Miasta and the Urząd of the Vojevoda, that is the government of the building for the province, which is, I'll show you in the next episode, you'll see that the Germans really weren't messing around. Look, this is right by the waterfront. This is called Val Chobrego, okay? It's named after one of the early Piast rulers. You look at this building here, it's built obviously in the heyday of the German Empire. And quite a building it is. Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was built a bit later. I'm not sure. But I know that the government building, they use this big red brick building that they use now. I'll show you a little bit of it as we end this segment. This building here, that's definitely Imperial Germany, because they built with that red brick, and it shows the power that the Germans had with their reunification, that they felt intrinsically with their reunification. So remember, again, just to recap this episode, this city, and indeed Pomorska, Pomerania, Western Pomerania, of which Szczecin is the capital, was in the hands of Poles in the beginning. Remember, Mieszko fought a battle not far from here at Sedenia, which we were visiting in previous episodes, back in 965. And this was the beginning, the founding of Poland. Now, it's a long way, 1,000 years to this, you know. Mieszko had no idea what his creation would lead to. But that aside, and his brother, Chichibor, who fought with him at the Battle of Sedenia. The thing to remember is that this was in the hands mostly of the Germans for the last hundreds of years. And that includes the Brandenburg princes, that includes the Prussians, that includes the German Empire, that includes Hohenzollern before that. So, Holy Roman emperors before that. So, rich Polish ancient history, rich Polish contemporary history since World War II, and a huge dose of Germania in between. Fascinating place. You don't get buildings like this one behind me. Of course, that's the government building of Western Pomerania, of which Szczecin is the capital. Szczecin, the Tri-Cities, Gdansk, as I said, Sopot, and Gdynia, Warsaw, the capital, Krakow, the ancient capital, and Lublin, the capital of the East, and of course Wrocław. Not to mention Poznan, which is halfway between. No, it's not. It's closer to where we are now, but still not that far from Wrocław. Just a couple of hours drive. And here, it's really amazing. This is an industrial city that rivals any city, I would say, on the Rhine, except the ones right on the coast. It is full of activity. There are large boats. There are large sightseeing boats, ocean-going boats, or sea-going boats. And here's one just taking off now with some people probably going out to have lunch on it. Beautiful stuff. Behind me, you'll see a tanker down there. The red tanker in the distance. And a series of cranes that extending all the way down the river as far as I can see. Cranes, cranes, and more cranes. Millions and millions of tons of cargo come through Szczecin. Some of it from the sea, coming down from Świnoujście, and some of it cross-border. This is a transit town, and it has the real feeling of a transit town, only this time the river becomes serious. It's not like Wrocław, a pretty town, where the river is an embellishment of the local architecture and culture and history, and an origin of the town. Here, as the river flows through, goes to the Szczecin Canal, which is more like a bay, the Szczecin Lagoon, which is more like a bay. You get a sense of just how vital and impressive the commercial activity in this town really is. But not only, there are great historical, there are great museums here and buildings of historical value dating from hundreds of years in the German Empire, under the German control, including the German Empire, from 1870 to 1945. And the legacy of those times is rich and available, but it's contemporary Szczecin which is most impressive for us. Here you can come and get on a boat and go straight out to the sea. It's 100 kilometers. You might see in the distance this boat turning around in the middle. That's a very large boat. You wouldn't be able to turn around like that in Wrocław. We getting the boat there? Yes? There we go. Turning around, full bore in the middle of the river there. And it's going to head it on an excursion towards the Baltic. People will be enjoying some nice lunch on that. Oh, you see, it's actually, it says Basel, Switzerland, so I don't know if it goes out and goes along the Baltic or what. But certainly the owners are from Basel. How about that? Well, there you are. Perfect, just to illustrate my point that about the size of the boats that travel here and the commerce on the river. It's exciting stuff, actually, if you like the sea. A little bit, a little bit scary down by the wharves, but also very exciting.